I'm Katie, and you're watching Word of Mouth. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I just saw $1 Million Quartet, and it was pretty amazing. It's about this night in 1956 when Elvis, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, and Jerry Lee Lewis are all at Sun Recording Studios at the same time, and it's just a fun night of good music, good rock and roll, some gospel. I had a blast. I really did. So, Johnny Cash is played by Lance Guest, and he was my favorite. I completely forgot that I was watching the show every time he opened his mouth because he looks like Johnny Cash. He sounds like Johnny Cash. It was pretty amazing. Eddie Klinenberg played Elvis, and of course he did like the typical Elvis stuff. He had the moves and he had the voice, but I also thought that he had a really sort of sweet side. Basically, his character had moved on to bigger things, and you could just really see him looking at this recording studio and sort of wishing that his life was a little bit simpler. So I thought that was a really sort of sweet touch for them to put on Elvis, more than just that the typical Elvis style that you see sometimes. So Rob Lyons played Carl Perkins, and I thought he was great. I didn't know much about Carl Perkins, so I looked him up, and I thought he did a really wonderful job. He's an amazing guitarist. Just to listen to him in the band is certainly worth the price of the ticket. And Levi Christ, a Tony Award winner Levi Christ, played Jerry Lee Lewis, and he was phenomenal. He was funny. He was great at his part, and he's just amazing on the piano. I could listen to that and be very, very happy. Hunter Foster played Sam Phillips, who was the owner of the recording studio, and I thought he was wonderful. I thought that he was a good narrator. I thought he kept the show going, and I thought it was really interesting to see, this character build these boys up into these major stars. And it was really neat to me that the whole show was based on a moment in history. It really made me want to find out more about the characters and look at more about that night. And so it was fun to see that it was more than just a typical jukebox musical. I would definitely recommend this show. I think that it's a lot of fun, and especially if you don't normally like the typical musical, this is great because you'll know the music, you'll be able to take your family and friends, you can sing along. It's a lot of fun. I will say that I think I was the youngest person in the audience, so that was sort of funny. And I know that I was also the only person without an Elvis t-shirt on. So the next time I go, I'm going to have to put on my Elvis memorabilia. But I would definitely recommend $1 Million Quartet. Huge thumbs up.